Okay. Hi guys, welcome to our empire.
I'm Zach.
My name is MJ.
I'm Nadifa.
Today we wanted to talk about, in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, there is a young group of individuals, very nice, good kids, but
Right.
they are getting pegged by the media as a gang. And so we wanted to talk about that today. And the group is,
Kunama Boys.
so the Kunama Boys is listed as the Kunama Boys gang
Right.
in the city of Sioux Falls. And so they're getting this reputation. There's also other names that law enforcement has called them. Original True Kunama. Was there some other names that they mentioned as well in the article or the report?
Yeah, I believe just original Kunama.
Yeah,
gang.
there was another one I can't remember, and then the Kunama gang.
So,
but yeah, for the most part, it's all about the Kunama gang.
Right.
So there was an incident that has been making headlines. There was a shooting, and it's not gang affiliated. It's really a lover's quarrel, is what it sounds like. It has something to do with like a relationship, So
Just some petty beef.
yeah, and these are
some kids, high
Teenagers.
school teenagers, basically,
Right.
that are still growing and making mistakes. But a lot of people are seeing it as that it's related to through gang, because even the law informants. Okay, enforcement said that this is gang related, and it's not.
Right.
Oh, actually,
Now-
let me not say that, because the law enforcement. No, it's not. They didn't say that. Killer Land said that.
Right.
Yeah, but they were interviewing
Also-
the officer that
Right.
he's the one that said we're not called. We didn't give them that name. They call themselves
Oh, yeah.
So law enforcement
Yeah.
said that they've been following the group for a while. They said it's up to 25 members, but all of these things are added
paused.
on to painting.
It paused.
Yours paused?
Like the video paused.
No, they're not. Oh,
Oh, mine's still going. What is it?
yeah.
No. What the hell? What the?
What's going on?
Oh, yo, that's weird. Okay, let's get it. Okay, maybe you're running out of memory. It just froze, but it was still timing.
Yeah, I was like,
Damn, bro. I'm like, it
Something
paused.
strange. Hey, you said it. It did it again? No, come on, they didn't do it again.
I feel like, okay, yeah. All right.
They didn't do it.
She didn't move.
This
And
makes-
she's like, no.
All right, let's get it.
Let's get it.
This
All right,
makes
come on,
much
yeah.
more sense.
So,
Wow.
yeah, so the 25 members is what law enforcement is saying, and that they've been, keeping tabs and track of this group, and they're painting this narrative that, these group of kids are, gang, and, so,
And it could be the music that they listen to or what they say on their social media that is part of what the prosecutors are calling evidence in this case. And I believe it's a time and age where, kids can be kids. And I think prosecutors and I believe law enforcement are using it as a narrative to really damage, I believe, the future of these kids, because they are young. They do have a future to really fight for. They have a future to really work towards and build to. But with these I guess with the narrative that is going on right now, I think is going to be very, very damaging to the growth of the youth. And most of them are friends, so it's not like it's a network of friends, and just because of that, that does not automatically mean in any case that it's a gang. If I know you and I get into trouble, then we're not in any way or form related to the crime, but it's almost like I'd say a modern version of RICO. Is when something happens and they look at everybody and they try to pitching the same ideology that, or if that
You
person
saying, like-
makes a mistake.
Like the RICO law, like
Yeah, exactly.
So
Where-
RICO, what he's explaining for those that may not understand, that's racketeering, influenced, corrupted organization. It was big in like New York,
Right.
And it still goes on. It's actually with some of you may be familiar with Tekashi 6ix9ine and Treyway.
Right.
They're charged federally with RICO, racketeering,
Right.
as an organization.
And it's a huge tool that modern law enforcement use in marginalized areas to, I'd say, to get their point across, or to do their job,
to build their case.
to build their case.
So, like, for those that may be out of the loop, let's explain to them what Kunama is. So,
Okay.
Kunama, East Africa,
Yes.
Eritrea. You want to dive into this?
Right. Kunama is basically a tribe in Eritrea, and that is in East Africa. And because they're far from their country and they're far from the land, anybody sticks to their own. So they're sticking to their own. But whenever something happens outside of that, and one of them is involved, everybody else becomes a suspect. Everybody else sort of has an eye on them, and they turn into a case that ends up building. So if anything that person does, it follows up to whatever else was going on.
And-
Because I don't. Wait,
Go ahead.
I will cut this part. I don't understand what you're saying.
Because, well, right now, like they have like 3 or 4 cases that are open that have, a lot of almost same people involved in it, with different, you know what I'm saying, like with different kids that basically come in and out, if that makes any more sense.
So they also said that like Kunama, like you don't have to be from Eritrea. There's people that's outside of the culture that is
Right.
part of this.
Right.
And what MJ is talking about, as far as like once someone gets charged with a case and then they get labeled as being a part of Kunama, it just keeps adding on to making it
To that image of like Kunama gang.
yeah.
And so
So now, if this is an issue, a public issue, how do we talk about this
right.
issue before it becomes a problem,
Right.
where it is a real
The
game?
positive gang, right. What I was trying to say is like, one person did something.
Mhm.
It was one person that shot,
Mhm.
but 5 people were arrested.
Mhm. Because he
Because
had a
it's-
getaway
it's a
driver,
gang.
yeah.
But because it's a gang,
Mhm.
does that make sense?
So
and they could
guilty by
they could get more
association.
people. Yeah, they could get more people into trouble.
Is it going?
Yeah, but it's not because it's a gang, though. It's because they all had.
But
They
that's
all
what,
were there.
Like
They all
if you
were
go,
there and they had a
So look,
part
if-
in
if
that.
you go to
So
the
the
prosecutor,
three of us in the car. This is the car we're driving, and I'm driving, and then the diva, she rolling up in Wells Fargo like, gang, 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 give me the bag, give me the money,
Right.
and then and you and her, you come out with the bag. Zach, go drive. I'm the getaway driver. I still go down with y'all. I still
Right.
was
Yeah.
an accomplice.
right?
That's what
But
happened.
not as a gang though. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it'd
Like
just be a
you-
rapper. It'd just be called a rapper.
Yeah, exactly. But when you call it a gang, like when you go to like any of their courts,
Mhm.
like one of the first things that comes out of the prosecutor's mouth is they're saying, "Oh, that's involved in a gang," as though it's a menace to society.
So the thing is, once you're labeled something, it's easier.
it's even
easier
harder
for the prosecutors and
Yes.
the judge to be like,
Yeah.
okay,
We're not gonna
this
give you
was
time.
this was pre-planned,
Right.
predetermined. Like
Right.
they already knew what they was getting. But
Right.
if it's just 3 random people just trying to rob
And-
Wells Fargo,
and gang
otherwise,
members-
if they say, "Oh, we're calling them the Empire 3,"
Right.
this is their 6th Wells Fargo that they,
Right.
So
Right.
now it looked like our organization
Right.
will give probably more time.
Right, and also to add to that, like, if shit, I forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah, like it's
I'm just saying, be very careful what you say, especially
I'm gonna
talking
edit
about the prosecutor.
Yeah.
No, because for the most part, you guys keep saying prosecutor, you keep saying they, you keep coming for the necks. Like, be very, very careful what you say.
well, in this country, if you consider the gang, like that is basically that is a youth's like death sentence because
Yeah,
they're going to keep
know,
an eye on you.
We're all against
gonna-
it. We're all against it. Not
Right.
just like we're all against it. We know it's wrong, but we're just saying be very careful what you're saying because this is going live. This will be going live on YouTube, and it's probably going to stop us. You know, we
Right.
can talk about this issue, but we just don't want to bring out these people because the same thing happened to me when I brought up how the judges in Sioux Falls are very stupid and racist. They told me to delete it because I was coming for their necks.
Okay.
And because it was wrong to what you did to me, they didn't give me what I needed. Not that, so we just have to be
Right.
very careful and
So-
speak
Yeah, we
truth.
could- yeah.
Then don't try to support Kunamas and don't try to support the law enforcement what they're saying either because Kunama that's
Don't
what
take
they do.
either side, is
Don't
what
take
you're saying.
either side because that's what they do say about themselves. They call themselves the gang. You know, they do shit that they're not supposed to do. Yes, they do that. We cannot support that. But the law enforcement is saying gang to a whole
But
we're looking at like gang.
Yeah,
like
but
extreme
we
gang.
have a problem with the narrative because it's going to affect other kids.
We need
Like,
to so should we interview some of them and have them speak for themselves? We're speaking for them, trying to stand up
Yeah.
for them.
We could do that too. We could do we could have people that are Kunamas and be like, hey, have you heard about the Kunama gang? Are you affiliated
Because
with
only
the Kunama gang?
the media, the community in the city is only hearing one side of the story
Right.
from from law enforcement and from the media, from Kellerland, really. So they haven't. They show the individuals in handcuffs walking away to the car, but they don't got them speaking and saying anything
and because
from
the
their
girl
side.
that got shot, she wasn't part of. She's not like really part of the Kunama gang like
Right.
that. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
she's not really friends with them, but they she was the one that started the whole meetup. She's the one that said, let's get together, let's meet up, put it on social media, let's get together and squash our beef.
Oh, so she was trying to
Yeah,
squash it.
so she was
ended
she
up
was trying to
she got
squash
shot
it,
for it.
but she didn't have a gun. But she was talking about that like they were posting guns on YouTube. I mean on
Social
Snapchat,
media.
on social media. She was I'm not afraid, and she was using this rapper his quote about guns and stuff like that. Like I'm not afraid of a gun, da da da. And they decided to meet up to beat the girl, but the girl came up with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend shot them. So then they left the car, and then they
This is all public information, by the way.
I'm not even recording. Oh, you're
it's not even
recording.
recording.
They got into he's recording. You better not upload this.
Yeah.
They
None of
got
that.
into another van, and then the people who
No, that's cool.
the people who were even driving the van, were considered part of it because they could have just got out the van and like say you guys go, like I have nothing to do with this. But then they all ran away and they didn't find them until Tuesday night because they were all hiding. But the girl before she got arrested, a group of people went and beat the crap out of her, and then she got arrested the same day. So the Kunama gang is not like they call themselves a gang. They do some dumb shit that they're not supposed to do, get in trouble with the law. Majority of them go to jail, in and out in jail. So we cannot really say they're not like they're perfect little kids. We can say they make mistakes.
Okay.
They do this.
So the youth in the city, they're getting together, they're grouping up. Is it out of boredom? Is it out of lack of activities, options to get involved in other things?
All of it.
So then, it's kind of like if the three of us don't have anything to do and we wasn't involved in all the stuff we involved in, we might be, into gossip and rumor and things that entertain us.
Right.
So let's say that. Let's start the whole video again and saying that this and this happened. But because of lack of activity, lack of this, lack of that, lack of
What's your,
and then